Alright guys, so before I get into this video, I just want everybody to know I'm not a professional trader, I'm no professional financial advisor or anything like that. These videos are only meant to be entertainment purposes only. I just upload my results while I'm learning, so I can post my videos and look back up on them at later dates, so it'll help me find my thought patterns and stuff like that, and I thought it would be pretty cool to show people my results and my progress. Alright, so before we get into the video, the first thing I'm going to talk about is stocks. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my god, I think this stock is going to do this. I've been learning about taxes and stuff like that because this tax season I had to learn about that a little bit. And I got quite a bit of money just taken away from me, so I just wanted to learn more about that so I can learn how trading works with stocks and forex and all that type of thing. So anyways, right here, so stocks, I can tell you they're so much easier to trade, especially emotionally. So stocks is kind of like things that I'm just gonna look at as I'm just gonna forget about that. Like my profits, or like I have percentage split the way I'm doing my profits and spreading them against forex and my bank account and like all these different things. And so I'm going to, like, a certain percentage of all the money I'm making is going to go to stocks. But basically I have this idea where a certain percentage of everything I'm bringing in, I'm splitting it between different things. Think of it as a portfolio, and I'm diversifying my assets along that. So, stocks are going to count as one of it. Anyways, for this, I was actually waiting for about a week, honestly. Like, this Apple was the first. I opened up my trade account again with TD Ameritrade because I've been focusing on forex for the past couple years, and so basically the way my strategy works for forex is I get to trade during the day and then London session, and London session ends. My trading session for the day stops for forex when the stock market opens, so I'm able to look at the gaps in the market, like how the stock market opens up, and then I can gauge, since I'm on such a high time frame, I'm only looking to buy stocks because fundamentally they only go up. You can short sell them. It's just I would rather not. And so I've been looking at the monthly, right? Because I'm looking into holding these as long-term holds because of tax reasons that I've been learning about. And this will help me be able to balance the type of money I'll be bringing in. But so basically, I'm using literally the same strategy that I've been using for forex, just on higher time frames. And so I looked at this, I was like, okay, well, think about it logically. There's 12 months in a year. We've been bullish, like we're only bullish month after month after month for Apple, right? And Apple is kind of the future. They're the leading product in cell phone development, and I mean, we all have cell phones nowadays, so just basic logical common sense. We can see that we're breaking structures to the upside on the monthly, and it looks like we have this pullback here, and look at the pullbacks we've been having. Like, do you not, with common sense, do you not think that we're going to go up, especially with fundamentally everything's lining up? And so I saw this level, same exact strategy, this untested level, because, where's my arrow? And so, basically all I've been doing with my strategy, I'm not going to break down, but basically I see this as, we're bullish, I see this structure on the weekly time frame, and it's untested. And so on the market open, we can see that on market open on Friday, my last trading night of the week, we opened pretty low. Before I went to bed, I checked the stocks, and then I bought stock. Apple, not a whole lot, just a couple shares because it's really fucking expensive. You can see that it's 164, so I only have like 3 shares. But you can see that, it just went up, and this is going to be a long-term hold for me, so I might close it once we get to this area right here, like somewhere where this line is. Maybe I'll close it, but I don't know how long that's gonna take, because it might take a month, 2 months, 3 months. I don't know. This was just money that I'm gonna set aside in my cash account, and so with the open cash, like it's just every single I pay myself like monthly, so every single time I pay myself, a certain percentage goes here, a certain percentage goes there, a certain percentage goes there. And then so I'm just gonna, in the cash account, if I don't see any good opportunities for the 3 stocks that I like, which is Amazon, Tesla, and Apple, 3 of the biggest leading companies in the industry, so I feel very confident in putting my money into them because they're only going up, and they're visionaries. Like it's like they have a crystal ball and they can see, they're shaping the world, dude. Basically, that's what they're doing. And I feel confident in putting money into them. So every single time I pay myself, I take that 10% of the income that's coming in that I pay myself. And basically, I've been doing it, like, restricting myself, so where I do pay myself in terms of, like, what I'm saying is, like, the money that I get to buy a new, like, the fun money, the money you can spend on shoes or clothes or video games or whatever, just kind of spare money, I'm putting all of that into stocks is what I'm trying to say here. But anyways, yeah, the market opened up and fucking bam. And I mean, it's literally, what is this? I mean, I bought on, like, literally when the market opened. When the first candle was when it was open down here, I bought because it was 6:30 in the morning or something, and the stock market opens at 6 for us. So I saw that we gapped the down, and we were, like, literally when I looked at it, I was waiting for price to pull back to this zone. Like, this, I told myself that when price gets to this area, this box, because I'm trading on the higher time frames, when I see price get to this box, then I'm gonna buy a couple shares as much as I can of Apple, because I felt very confident in this, knowing fundamentally we're going to the upside. That's how the stocks move. And then Apple, like, you can just see that it's bullish, bullish, bullish. And look at these pullbacks, that 2 candles, 2 candles, 2 candles, 1 candle, 1 candle, 1 candle, 1 candle. This one was quite a long pullback, but this is going to be a long-term hold that I'm holding for months. And fundamentally, the stock is going up. And I mean, if anything, in the next couple months, I expect it to go up, especially with a new announcement of a new iPhone that they do every year. So that'll start coming out, and then the stock price will just start building hype behind it. So it's literally just common sense and being competent, and knowing what you're doing. But yeah, so I have some shares in that. There's nothing on Amazon. There's, like, literally, it's so far away where this is my buying area. This is where I want to buy. Like, this is too, I don't like that. And so I'm waiting for either price to pull back to this area or to break this high right here, which actually formed in the past couple weeks. I haven't looked at that. But, and then Tesla, same thing. Like, I'm expecting, actually, I would want to be buying this here soon. I would have actually bought, yeah, I would have bought, like, I'm going to buy on market open if I can. I'm going to put some more money in there and buy Tesla. Leverage is awesome. But anyways, yeah, like, this would be a perfect spot. I'm no financial advisor, but me personally, like, this just common sense of Tesla, especially with gas prices going through the fucking roof in America. It just, people, like, electric cars seems more appetizing pretty much to the consumer wallet, especially because they're becoming more affordable. And if you guys have been I don't know if you guys, like, pay attention to ads and stuff, but they are releasing, like, new gardening equipment that's all electric, so it's not going to require gas. And for people who have lawn care businesses, that's going to be fucking incredible. Like, a one-time payment, and the price for electricity isn't as much as it is for gasoline. It depends on where you live, because in the area that I live in, because I know that not everybody who watches my videos is in the same place that I live, but around where I live, we have dams everywhere, so we get turbine electricity, or whatever they call it. Like, it's electric. We get the dams are our electricity source around here. So that's what I'm trying to say. And you know, electricity is super cheap. So landscaping businesses around kind of Washington State area, they're gonna be able to bring in a lot more money into their business if they switch electric, because they're not gonna have to spend money on gas, and especially because the price of gas. But it's just common sense, guys. But anyways, you guys know the drill. We're gonna get into the meat and potatoes, kind of like what I learned psychologically this week with Forex, because who the fuck gives a fuck about stocks, right? So on the 22nd, which the 22nd was on Tuesday, so I didn't write anything down for Sunday and Monday. So what I was doing was 4 hour and the 15 minute, right? And so with the 4 hour and 15 minute, what I noticed was on Tuesday, talk about my ego in the next video was because I watched this video 3 times in one sentence, man. But I watched a video with this dude, and he was talking about kind of the deeper psychological problems that we have with trading. And basically with trading, if you want to get better, you have to tackle these problems, and they're personal problems, and you have to focus on working on those, because you're only as strong as your weakest link, right? And in trading, you need to keep emotional control and all that kind of crap. You know, 90% psychological. You guys get it. But talk about my ego in the next video. To be honest, I should have wrote down what I wanted to talk about because I totally forgot. On the same day, I don't know what that said. If I download, I don't know what the fuck I was saying. So same day again, why am I closing trades right now? So basically what happened on Tuesday was I was up almost 2% on the account, which I'll show you guys in the metrics here in a second. I was up almost 2% on the account with open trades, and I just kind of opened my MetaTrader later that night around like 3 in the morning. I just opened my MetaTrader and it was just all blue. I was blinded by blue, and unconsciously I closed a couple trades. I didn't think anything of it, but then I stopped and I realized, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I put down my phone and I wrote it down. And so that was because of how many trades I had running, and the problem behind that I realized was because I was just burnt out. Like, I psychologically, because of the volume of trades that I had to be, you guys will see it in a second how many trades I've been taking in just a 2-week period, and that shit burnt me out, and I was doing really good. And so basically what the whole point of this is, I'm reverting back to the daily 1 hour. It was just because what was happening was, all I need to do is risk 2 times the amount I was risking just about a month ago when I was doing my daily 1 hour. And if you look at the monthly results, I came out, I think it was like 6% in profit, you know, the last month that we had. But all I need to do is just up my lot size by 2 on the FTMO, and I'll be fine. What I did was, I backtested a little bit to build my confidence again on that daily 1 hour strategy, 30 pip stop loss, 2 orders, half of the order off at 1-to-1, half the order off at 1-to-2. Same rules that I was using for 4 hour and 15 minute. I just noticed that the amount of trades, like, I have to be super active on the charts, and that's just not me. I don't want to fucking do that. And so with the 1 hour, it's perfect because, like, it just works out very well for me. That's what I've been used to, and like my schedule, just the way that I live my life is literally, that's perfect for me. And that's the thing about trading, is you have to find what works for you. And for me, I noticed that I can't do that fast-paced shit, but I can do what I'm doing with all my different pairs that I have. I'm able to do that with the daily 1 hour because I don't get burnt out as fast. And then on the 24th, so look into correlating pairs. Basically, I'm going to ignore all of these notes because this is what I was talking about when my mind was burnt out. I wrote like literally 3 pages of notes in fucking the course of like 2 hours because I literally just kind of sat there, listened to music, and was just thinking. And I wrote like 2 pages worth of notes, and they all had to do with the 4 hour and 15 minute. And when I looked back on them, all I was writing was literally ideas. Now that's not bad, that's really good. But this is what a problem for me is, I get burnt out, and then I'm gonna do these ideas, and then I'm gonna start implementing them. And my mind is just moving so fast because I'm blinded by the blue, right? So put it in this situation. You see the profits, and you see, holy shit, this is like $2,000 that I made in like a day. And what was happening was, I looked at that and I was like, holy fucking shit, $2,000 in a day. And so I started closing trades unconsciously because I wanted to secure that profit, but my trades haven't even finished running out, right? And so what I did was I started writing down notes, and then I looked back upon it, and I was like, I can't, like, although I'm making profits really fast like that, and they're pretty consistent, and I'll show you guys in a second, it just doesn't psychologically work for me because I'm more prone to psychological mistakes like that, and with that time frame. And that's more of a risk if you think about it, for me especially, because if you're more prone to taking risks, like doing that strategy, why are you doing that strategy? You need to find something that suits your mental needs. And for me, the daily 1 hour, I'm able to not even think about it, and I just execute, and like, I don't get burnt out or overwhelmed like I did with seeing that, because it's more, with the daily 1 hour, it's more split out. It's more, for me, it's more comfortable. It's real, think of it as a low risk investment, because for me, I think of it low risk because I know how I'm going to react with using that strategy. Like, I found that I just psychologically was overwhelmed with the amount of money that I was making using that strategy, and I can't control myself, or at least it's very hard to. So I'm gonna have to stick to swing trading. On 225, I wrote down, ignore anything that has to do with day trading. You are a swing trader, so we just went over that. Daily 1 hour, 30-30, 30-60, averaging a 50% win rate. And so I'm going to be using the same lot size that I was using, the 0.16 that I was using with the FTMO on the 4 hour, 15 minute. So I'm actually going to be using the same lot size on the daily 1 hour just because I'm more comfortable with that strategy and I understand the drawdowns on that a lot better. Because that's still kind of fresh in my brain because I've only been doing the 4 hour 15 for like 3 weeks, and I'm sad that I wasted those 3 weeks, but it is what it is, and I didn't die, so I survived, and I can come back from it really easy. Focus on swing trading, daily 1 hour. My brain is logical, so I have to be systematic, which means executing every trade. With my lifestyle, I have to swing trade. Analyze FTMO week 12/27/21 through 1/9/22. See if I had a problem with free margin. What this was for was because what was going through my head at that moment when I wrote down this was, okay, well, this is working, right? Like, you know, what I'm doing, the general strategy, it's robust enough. I can adjust the time frame, so when I change my, you know, when my lifestyle changes throughout my life, I'll be able to use those two strategies to fall back on and kind of like, I'll be able to mix and match them with my lifestyle, right? And so basically I created two strategies that I'll be able to use in my life that'll adjust to my lifestyle. But I wanted to see, since I was going to be using a 0.16 lot size, I wanted to see, moving forward, I wanted to see if I would be able to have any problems with margin. And so I had a really good winning week on the week that I pointed out, 12/27/21 through 1/9. So that was kind of like the Christmas, after Christmas, before New Year's kind of week. And so I just watched that video again, and basically what I found was I didn't have a problem with my margin, so I'm going to be able to, I didn't have a big drawdown, and I've been using the same general lot size, so 0.16. I've been using that same lot size for those accounts, pretty much 0.1%. Let me put it in percentage wise. I've been risking 0.1% all through those challenges on the accounts, so I'll be fine here, and the drawdown wasn't too bad. And the 10% drawdown, when I figured out like I was risking too much, or the drawdown that I had, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, I talked about it, where I had a drawdown on the personal account of 15% or something like that. And then I was like, oh, well, you know, I was risking too much, or blah, 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 this thing, blah, blah, blah. What was happening was because I was on the 4 hour and 15 minute, and I'm going to get into it with the statistics that brought me to this idea, was that I simply am just not able, since my brain is logical and systematic, I'm just simply not able to take every single trade that comes up on those time frames, because I sleep 6 hours a day, and my trading session, like, I'm systematic, so I need to be executing every single trade that pops up in the market. That's why I need to be a swing trader, because of how my brain works. I'm logical and systematic. Math is math. Numbers are numbers to me. Those motherfuckers do not lie. And so what I needed to do was switch to the daily 1 hour, because I found that I simply just cannot be executing the 4 hour 15 minute. But what I learned from that was, in the future, when I do become super loaded, I can find somebody to automate that system for me, so it will be able to it'll be able to run when I don't even have to pay attention to it, and it'll just keep executing and executing, and so I'll be able to, I can diversify my risk later in life with that. And then I can also do like business things with that. Like I can make deals with prop firms, hedge funds, banks, whatever. I can become super loaded, or to use it to offset. But yeah, so there's the notes. There's the stocks. Before we get off the charts though, real quick. So what I was looking at was, we'll go down to the 15 minute, just so, because those were the time frames I was using. And so let me get the 4 hour up here too. So what I was seeing, these were two trades that were absolutely amazing this week. You can see they just took off, but we see that we consolidated in this area. It broke this 15 minute resistance right here, and I just took the trade and it just went. Same thing right here. We were bullish back here when I took this trade, which was, you can see right here. So we were bullish, and I caught this pullback candle, but I didn't know it was a pullback because previous resist. I trade continuation, so I thought this was gonna my idea was that this was a major resistance right here, broke above that resistance, came down, tested as support, and we were still bullish on the 4 hour, and so I took the trade and it hit take profit 1. I don't know if it fully hit take profit. Yeah, it hit take profit 2, so there's that. And let's get into the statistics. Alright, so here is the statistics. Nothing impressive, guys. Like, this is still the FTMO challenge. I'll refresh it here. This is still the FTMO challenge. Yeah, there's really nothing special to explain here. Like, you can see we pretty much broke even. Like, because what was happening was I was taking an equal part winning trades and equal part losing trades. What I mean by that is my risk to reward is 1.5 to 1. So I wasn't able to execute every single trade in the system that I need to be doing because my brain is systematic and logical. What was happening was I was lucky enough to be taking winning trades that would offset the losing trades. So we pretty much broke even. And I think what was happening was this is what I had to go through for my learning process to learn that I need to be sticking to the daily 1 hour because that just suits my lifestyle, like the way that I live my life, and for what I want for my future, that fits my lifestyle way better, and my ideal lifestyle per se. And that's what I'm best at, and I found that is you need to have a future vision for yourself to be able to. You're not going to be trading like 100% all the time, every single day. You're going to be sticking in front of your shit. You know, you're not going to be in the computer every fucking waking second when you get older. You're going to, you know, after a while, it's going to be like, okay, well, what do you want to do with your life? Do you want to go out and go hiking? Do you want to ride a dirt bike? Do you want to open other businesses? And so you have to have that vision in your brain to be able to, instead of being like, I want to be free, which was how I was like, or I just want to make money pretty much. And so we just broke even, and I learned that I need to stick to the daily 1 hour. And so if we do the math here, actually, so, if you guys don't know what this is a trade return calculator, right? And it's really cool. I've been using this because I test my results, because one thing for me is, I know that going into things with expectations will lead you to disappointment, but with my statistics, the way that I see it is, with my statistics, right, over the course of so many trades, like thousands of trades, I'm averaging a break-even win rate, right? But in back testing, I'm averaging a 50% win rate if I'm able to take every single trade in the system, and that's what the daily 1 hour allows me to do, is I'm able to, with the way I live my lifestyle, and I'm not gonna fucking sit in front of the screen all the time, it's a swing trading style of trading, so I'm able to just check my charts like literally once or twice a day. So, and then I can take positions, or, you know, like when I'm laying in bed at night, I'll be able to just check the charts, and if anything pops up, it pops up. If not, it not. But anyways, one thing I struggled with until I found this was I would look at my statistics and be like, okay, I'm averaging a 1.5 to 1 risk reward ratio and a 50% win rate. So what kind of return should I be expecting, right? So if we plug in for a $100,000 account, which is what I'm doing here for the FTMO, $100,000, typical risk, so I'm going to be risking 0.1% per trade idea on that account with the daily 1 hour. The risk to reward is going to be 1.5 to 1. Then the win-loss ratio, I'm averaging like sometimes 49% on some pairs, sometimes 50%, sometimes 53%, sometimes even 60%. But we're just going to be generous to the average losing side, and we're going to say 50%. 3% return in 1 probability, 5% return in 1 probability, 3% return in 1 probability, 4%, 2%, 0%, which is, you know, whatever, 3%, 4%. You can see that they're pretty high percentages. On the average, what I did was, you know, to crunch the numbers and kind of like get my confidence back up, to understand like the statistics of that strategy. I took the average of, you know, I just sat here and did that 10 times, and I took the average of 10 different percentage returns, added them up and divided it by 10, and then got the average. And so it was a little over 2%, but I averaged it at 2%, right? Since I'm trading 19 different pairs and they all average, if my calculator will load up, I'm trading 19 different pairs and they all average a 50% win rate, you know, around 50%. So I can say that I'm making 2% on each pair. I can safely assume that after a 100 trade period, which is going to take me about a month or two, on a 100 trade period with a $100,000 account, I can average a return of 38%. That's being generous to the losing side, risking 0.1%. With leverage on a personal account, you can take that 5% risk per day and run it up to 10%. But that's kind of what I noticed that I need to be doing, and I'm a big numbers and math guy and logical, like I said, and so I was just crunching the numbers, and so I'm just not able to systematically keep executing trades because I need to be, if I didn't sleep, I could do it, but, you know, we're humans, we need sleep, I can't day trade, so that'll be something that I do for a computer once I get older. Today's permitted loss, this rolled over, max permitted loss. I have $7,000 to lose, but we'll get into the numbers on the days that I lost. Today's profit was $11. You can see that, like, I haven't even hit my 10 trading days yet. So, like, it hasn't even been 2 weeks on the challenge, and I'm only down, what is this, 2.7%? Let's say 3%. Like, over a 2-week period, I'm only down 3%. Like, that drawdown is nothing to come back from, especially with the daily 1 hour. I will be able to come back with that within 2 weeks. Like, I'm very confident in that, and especially with the way the markets are moving. Like, if we look at the daily, you know, like, you can see that we've been trending very nicely on some of these pairs for the past, like, week or two. So, except for that one, we've been consolidating, but trending, you know, we got some pretty nice trends and trades that I just missed out on because I wasn't trading with the daily 1 hour, and I could have probably been up like 5% in 2 weeks, but whatever. Anyways, there's, you see that the max daily loss is about 2.7%. The max loss is about, we're down about 3.5%. We'll call that 4% to be generous. Profit target is I'm only down 2,600. Oh, this was the drawdown. That's the maximum amount of drawdown I've ever hit on the account. And we see here the statistics. So we're not profitable, but I'm happy with these statistics actually, because I'm seeing that with the trades that I was able to execute with 4 hour and 15-minute strategy, I see that I know I'm using a 1 to 1.5 risk reward ratio. The only reason this statistic is thrown off because of the losers, because there's more losers right now than there is profit. That's why we didn't make profit. So that risk to reward is skewed, but I know that I'm using a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio, and I'm averaging about a 40% win rate with the trades that I can execute. So what that tells me is this strategy is at the very minimum break even, but taking into consideration that statistic right here is skewed, and I wasn't able to execute every single trade in the system, you know, because I'm not watching my charts every 15 minutes because I have to sleep. Number of trades I took. So it says 1,511, but I'll do the math real quick right here. So we're going to take 1,511 for the trades. I'm trading 19 different pairs, and on each different trade idea, I'm taking 2 different positions for that trade idea. So that means that being on average generous, it's not going to, some trades might have had, or some pairs might have had more trades, some pairs might have had less. But I can safely assume that on average, I've executed about 40 different trades on every single pair that I trade. That's quite a lot of trades for a 2-week period. As you can see, that's a lot. And that's why I got burnt out, is because I'm not able to, like, by the time I got done, like, every 15 minutes, by the time I got done going through all of these pairs, another 15-minute candle would close, and then I'd have to go through it again. And it was just a continuous process, and it was just, pretty much it just was scanning, and I didn't feel comfortable with that because my brain was too much in the chart, and I needed to pull myself out. And so basically, right here, what I see is, we're actually, like, look at the strategy. Like, it's actually, if you don't look at the monetary value, you can see that losing day, winning day, losing day, winning day, winning day. Like, you can see that it's pretty consistent, right? Like, you know, you have 2, for every 1 losing day, you have about a 2, on average, a 2 winning day. So I know that going forward. So what this will tell me is once I get this automated, I can potentially be profitable every single week for day trading if I just have a system that executes for me to be able to take every single trade. And I can see that with the consistency, just the numerical value is off because of what was happening with me not being able to take every single trade. But that looks pretty clean to me. And then here's the trading journal. Here's the chart for the open time. So if the trade was open for 5 hours, it wasn't profitable. Trades open to 4 hours are profitable. 7 hours, you get the picture on that. Useless statistics, I don't need that. Buy and sell, we kind of plays into the factor of like what I was explaining. I'm not able to take every single trade, so these statistics aren't even accurate. But they're not accurate for the strategy to tell me they work, because I'm not able to execute every single trade in the system. But what they're telling me is that what I'm doing isn't working, and I'll be able to, I can change things up and go back to my daily 1 hour, because I do have recorded statistics of previous accounts, and also older videos, and I looked back on those videos, and that's just my way of trading because of my mindset that I was in watching those videos. What I was thinking, I was definitely more profitable there. I'm only down 3%, now for the month. I'm only down like 3% pretty much, so that's not even that bad. That I can come back from that, and there's we're gonna end this month negative, but in a 2-month period, 3%, I can make that back and really quickly with the daily 1 hour. And then here's the individual statistics for each of the pairs. You can see some of them are profitable, some of them are not. Once again, these statistics are skewed. But yeah, guys, sorry this video was so long. It was just, I learned a lot that I wanted to talk about in the video, because next time because I've noticed this is a problem looking at my journal. Like, I've been recording my thoughts all the way from like 8/23/21 or something like that. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So somewhere around August of last year, I started really paying attention to my thoughts and the way I was thinking, and I was able to I was put on hyperspeed. But yeah, pretty much this weekend so far, it is Saturday. Now it's Sunday morning because it's 12/17, but I just studied a whole lot, and just kind of like used this whole week, because I kind of took a step back and started watching what I was doing and how I was feeling, and I just kind of looked at myself and I was like, yeah, dude, I'm pretty exhausted, because I looked at my thought patterns and my behavior patterns in the real world, and I was like, yeah, dude, like, this shit is burning you out. So I figured out, I was like, okay, well, I need to go back to my daily 1 hour, because I'll be less exhausted, my brain power will be less used, and it'll just be better and less stressful for me. And so yeah, so basically the point of this video for myself is to say, okay, look, dude, next time this happens, I'll be more aware of it, because what was happening was I switched to the 4 hour 15-minute because my ambitions, I started seeing that my consistent levels were really good, and that I was doing really fucking good. And then my brain started working super fast, and I started my greed was taking control of me. And what I was doing was I was like, oh, maybe if I do this, and in the moment it feels like it's the right thing to do, but it's really not. And I don't get punished for it there. I get punished for it a couple weeks later. Like when when you put your hand on a stove, right? Your hand gets burned, right? With trading, it's not like that. Like you feel the wrath of the consequences a couple weeks down the road. And that's what I was kind of feeling, and so that was a mistake. And so that's a big thing that I learned, was that was a problem with me that I need to start controlling more, is controlling my ambition, because when things start working out, I'm prone, just like anybody else, I'm prone to fuck things up, because I'm thinking, my brain is moving too fast, I'm thinking of my ambitions, and I just want to rush the process, and that all comes from greed. And so I just noticed that this week, and I needed to take control of it, and so that's why I'm diverting back to the daily 1 hour, because logically, I'm just not able to be there 24/7 like a robot can, using that such low of a time frame. And since my system is systematic and logical, I can't do that. So I need to stick to the daily 1 hour, because it gives me enough time to sleep, to do what I need to do through the day, and I don't have to check my charts a lot. So it just works out perfectly. But there's that, guys. Next week, I'm going to be using the daily 1 hour again. And so we're just going to, the results are going to be based off that. But I literally only need to be making back 3%. And so if we do the math, right? So we're only down 3%, but let's say $5,000, because that's being generous, right? So the minimum. So I just want to be able to be put into profit. Like, I have 2 weeks. I just want to end the account profitable. I don't want to make that 10% in 2 weeks. I want to, if I do, that'll be great. But I want to just get back to break even, because I know I'll be able to get a true restart. But what I'm going to do is, if I'm able to secure, for the next 2 weeks, if I'm able to secure 5%, right now I'm going to have to secure 7%. But if I get over that 5% period in the FTMO after the first month, they'll actually let me extend it in another half month to be able to get to the rest of the 10%. But anyways, $5,000, divide that by 90, because I'm on the daily 1 hour. My big wins are 90 pips and my losers are 30 pips. That's going to be, I have to win 55, let's say 60 big trades, and we're going to divide that by 1.6. So let's say 40. Let's say, since right here it's saying that we need to win about 35 trades, you know, rounding it up to be generous, 35 trades, big winning trades that I have to win. So we're going to multiply 35 by 90, and then multiply this by 1.6. You can see that we would already be back to break even, because it already equals 3150, but we're going to multiply that by 1.6 for the lot size, and I would have made $5,040. And so 40 divided by 19, that means I only need to win 3 big winning trades on each one of my pairs. I can do that in 2 weeks, guys. Like, I can definitely do that in 2 weeks with the daily 1 hour strategy. Like, that's it. Just, unless I'm unfortunate enough to get a huge fucking losing streak, but with the way the markets are going and everything, the way that it's lining up, like, I'm just gonna trust my gut. And yeah, I just went over everything, and that was kind of what I wanted to show you guys and show myself for this video and talk about, just because it'll be on the record. And I'll be able to look back from this experience and be able to not do it again, hopefully. But yeah, only down 3% on the account. You know, when I say 3%, we're actually down a little less than 2.7, so about 2.68% or something like that. Not a big deal. Pretty much broke even this week, but you know, I went over the reason why for that. So, you know, for the next couple weeks, we're going to go to daily 1 hour, and that's going to be more conducive for my psychology, and I'm able to consistently execute on that. So yeah, today's video was pretty boring, uninteresting like always, but for me, I like talking about this stuff, because I watch my videos quite often, actually, because it's a great learning experience for myself. But yeah, guys, that's been about it. You know the drill. I'll see you guys in the next video.